We couldn't go back to the same failed policies when I ran. So I came into office determined to change the economic direction of this country, to move from trickle-down economics to what everyone on Wall Street Journal and Financial Times began to call Bidenomics. I didn't come up with the name. I really didn't. I now claim it, but they're the ones that used it first.
Look, 33,000 emails down the drain, wanna act like Hillary ain't did a damn thing. Everybody know the GOAT finna come back again. If they locking up Trump, they gotta lock up the gang. When they raided Mar-a-Lago, man, they wouldn't let my lawyers or my representatives around anything, man. Knowing them, they probably frame me with anything. Stuffing documents behind our backs, doing everything.
Welcome, man. Thanks for stopping as always. Appreciate it. Tonight we're going to touch on old Bidenomics, right? As the carcass-in-cheif travels the planet, toting his own praise about how he's built a new American landscape. In his own phrasing, it's a bunch of malarkeys, right? One of his most famous claims here going around is that he created 13.4 million jobs in his first 2 years in office. That'd be one hell of a feat if it was real, right? Misleading as hell. That actually reflects the end of COVID restrictions that wound down after he took office. That was 9.4 million people going back to work. So in reality, he created 4 million in the first 2 years. Or his admin is responsible, I guess, for creating 4 million in the first 2 years. But compare that to Trump's 5 million in the first 2 years. Bedriddens loses again, right? Then the next one was that he made green energy cheaper than coal and oil. And again, laughable at best. He's actually subsidized the hell out of green energy with your dollars, gave him sweeping tax breaks while, burdening coal and oil with overburdensome, costly regulations to comply with the Green New Deal that was never really rolled out or wasn't real, and you're just a conspiracy theorist if you think it was. All right, so basically cut your nuts off and telling you he's hooking you up. Next one is that he claims to have cut Russian-induced fucking inflation in half, which again, misleading shit, right? After he took office, the inflation started to climb almost instantaneously within the first couple months, and definitely was well on its way to heights unseen in decades before the Ukrainian fucking invasion or civil war or whatever you want to call the situation, and actually climbed to nearly 9.2% by May of 2022. So he's actually cut his own inflation in half, and it still remains damn near 4 times what it was when he took office. Right? So, I mean, that's all this dude does is fucking bullshit and bullshit, right? He also claims unemployment was 6% when he took office. Again, refer back to the first 2 examples. It's all about, COVID restrictions ending after he took office. You see Trump's high of 3.6 pre-COVID. That was his absolute ceiling. Is still lower than Biden's current 3.7%, right? So if you take the C-19 out of the C-19 1984, you take that out of the equation, and you're left with starkly different numbers than that is being claimed, right? And the absolute favorite one here, he claims to have cut the deficit by $1.7 trillion. With unchecked spending and sending over $150 billion to Ukrainians, right? But that's a joke as well. He's comparing it to C-1984 numbers, where in 2020 was the fiscal budget was nearly 3 times the amount it was in 2019, right? All this dude has done is push record level spending bills. And has just wrote a blank check to the Ukrainians, man. So, I mean, in what way does that, cut spending? You know what I mean? Again, it's just spending programs like the Paycheck Protection Program that wound down after he was in office that make it look like a cut in spending. It wasn't like this guy was trying to do anything remotely like that. And then finally, this guy claims to have given Americans breathing rooms by bringing down prices. Do you feel like you got some breathing room? Are you seeing those prices drop? Hell no, you ain't. They're like, well, eggs drop a little bit. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, everything else is up, anywhere between 5 and 12%. One of my favorite shows on the Inner Zones, Run, Don't Walk Productions. And Andrew, one of my favorite political pundits, I'm going to let him give you a little clip here and an explanation on the prices. Check this out.
According to the Consumer Price Index for May 2023, year over year, prices for items that households need are still very high. For example, the price of frozen vegetables is 18.7% higher compared to a year ago. Apples, 7.7%. Potatoes, 7.1%. Lettuce, 9.4%. The price of coffee, up 4.8%. Butter and margarine, up 9.2%. Ice cream is up 8%. Soups, 8.7%. Snacks, 7.9%. Baby food and formula, up 10.1%. Household cleaning products, up 6%. Household paper products, up 12.4%. Personal care products, up 9.6%. Pet food is up 13.8%. Prescription drugs are up 3.1%, and non-prescription drugs up 6.2%. The cost of a new car is up 4.2%, and the cost of a new truck is up 4.9%. And rent of shelter is up 8.1%. Wow, thanks Bidenomics.
Pretty stark difference from the claims being made, from leftists and, of course, the White House, man. This guy has been the absolute worst president in my lifetime. At this point, I believe he's probably beyond, Carter. And as recession looms, layoffs continue, and that's something that you surely aren't hearing about in mainstream media or from the talking head political pundits going around the TVs and whatnot. But we're talking many thousands between Amazon, Facebook. The list just keeps going of all these companies that have been laying off many thousands of people, anywhere from 2 to 15,000 per. You know what I mean? So it's a looming recession, and this guy's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, just like he did the Riris that thought that they were going to get, a student loan forgiveness after Pelosi literally stood on a national platform and told you the president does not have power to forgive fucking debt. You know what I'm saying? And all the Supreme Court did is reiterate that for you in a much more eloquent manner, and it's wee! Yeah, but again, use your mind, all right? And regardless of who I support, I'm not telling you to vote for old Trumpsicles, but, do your damn self a favor and surely don't support Democrats. The right is not the answer to your problems, but the left is damn sure the cause of a whole lot of them. You guys tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or just come by to say fuck off. Smell you later.
We're not against the Republicans. We're not against the Republicrats. We are against those MAGA thugs. Thugs.